Just a couple of weeks before Gurston Down, we lost one of the greatest all-rounders in motorsport, Tony Marsh. British Hillclimb champion on a record 6 occasions, Tony was equally at home in his trials or auto test cars as he was on the world's Grand Prix circuits, in the company of drivers such as Stirling Moss, Mike Hawthorne and Juan Fangio. Here he is in 1992 at Gurston, the course Tony himself helped to design 25 years earlier, driving his V8 rovercraft in a British Championship runoff. After moving out of motorsport in the late 60s to pursue other interests such as sailing and ski bobbing, he was a member of the British team. He returned in the late 80s, contesting the British Hillclimb and Sprint Championships, first in the rovercraft and later in a Cosworth DFL engine Tolman. Spot the aerial on the rovercraft's roll bar. This was one of the first examples of telemetry in hill climbing, although Tony said it was so he could listen to the archers. And here's the Tolman in action in 1994 on the Lurgy Fristle hill climb, run on part of the Isle of Man TT circuit. Tony loved this fast public road course, which brought back memories of his road racing days and which was then on the British Hillclimb Championship calendar. Last year, Tony Marsh spoke to Tony Wiltshire about his long career in motorsport.
Tony has had phenomenal success in the British Hillclimb Championship, winning 3 times in succession in the mid-50s, repeating that again 3 times in the mid-60s, and is still competing today. What a lot of people don't realise is the tremendous variety of motorsport that Tony has competed in over the years, though. Starting in trials in the very early 50s, I think, Tony.
Yes, that's right. My first trial, I think, was in '52 in a Dello, which I've still got.
Really?
I
you still have
back.
the car?
Yes. And then, I did some hill climbs and that started me off in hill climbs. And I went to a single-seater, and the single-seater took me on the circuit. And by the time I had the 3 championships, I was doing Formula 2 quite seriously.
Internationally?
Internationally. In fact, I won the Formula 2 championship in its first year because I plodded round at the back collecting the points and the works cars were blowing themselves up racing. And then Formula 2 suddenly changed, became Formula 1.
Oh, when there was the CC capacity change in the late 50s.
That's right. And so I became a Formula 1 driver and went on and had a semi-works BRM. It was my car, but they entered it occasionally. And I remember going down to the Pau Grand Prix and beating one of the Ferraris. And do you know, I hadn't got a spare wheel.
Really?
And that was a works entry.
Let alone a team of mechanics then, you didn't have a spare wheel.
No.
So the peer group of drivers that you were competing against then were some real household names from that era, I guess.
Oh, well, yes. I was very privileged, I think, to have raced at the Nürburgring when Fangio had his epic drive. And I was in the Formula 2 category, making up the numbers at the back. So, yes, Fangio and Musso and Collins and Stirling Moss, Hawthorne.
Fantastic
I was
days.
there with them.
Fantastic memories, I should think.
Yeah.
Now, when you came back to hill climbing in the mid-60s, you built your own Marsh special for that, which is a 4-wheel drive setup. Lots of innovation and a lot of your own design concept there, as I recall.
That's right. It was all laid out on the garage floor, a few white chalk marks, put some tubes on the floor and sit in it, and gradually it grew. And then it started off as a 2-wheel drive car and was developed via the American Buick engine. And then finally I added 4-wheel drive with a longer chassis, just because I was frightened that the Ferguson was going to spoil my second hat trick.
Right, okay.
So that's how that came about.
So you won that championship 65, 66, 67 consecutively.
Exactly 10 years after the first one.
Right. And the 4-wheel drive
was the last one.
Was the last one in 67.
Yeah.
And that's the format that the car's still in today, and
That's
you still
right.
own it these days.
Yes, I'm driving it next week at Wiscombe.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that'll be great. In the invitation class, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, I also understand it's your birthday today.
Well, yes.
Are you going to tell us how old you are?
Well, I've given up having birthdays. but I can't escape the fact that I'm 77.
Well, it's great to see you competing, and even better to see you competing with a very modern and up-to-date car. Tell us about the Gould, because it really is a very technical bit of kit, isn't it?
Well, I enjoy owning a beautiful piece of machinery. I enjoy driving it, of course, except I can't do justice to it. I should be Simon's age, really. Then I might get the best out of it.